I'm Steve Rohde, the chair of Interfaith Communities United for Justice and Peace. On 9/11, the United States had a choice. It could take the path of upholding the rule of law, of instilling the freedoms on which this country is based, of bringing any criminals to justice who perpetrated those crimes. Or it could take a far darker path into war, occupation, the violation of human rights, torture, and the like. Unfortunately, it took that latter path. Anticipating that, a group of Jews and Christians and Muslims and Buddhists and others came together right after 9/11. We were convened by the Reverend Dr. George Regas of All Saints Church in Pasadena. He brought us together because he knew from his experience, from the history of America and other powerful countries, the risks we faced. And it came to pass that a group of seriously minded, spiritual people of conscience came together, and that was the founding of Interfaith Communities United for Justice and Peace, ICUJP. We have met for 500 Fridays ever since then, for the last 10 years, organizing, educating, getting to know each other, understanding each other's faiths, understanding the common ground that brings us together, and working, toiling, struggling for a society far more dedicated to peace and justice. And it's been in the course of those 10 years that we've held demonstrations, civil disobedience, educational forums, programs, delegations to elected officials, simply trying to speak out, to speak truth to power, whoever is in power. We've had to adjust to a different culture of protest in America. I grew up in the 60s, marching down Fifth Avenue, protesting the war in Vietnam. I was used to those mass demonstrations. We've tried to analyze that, whether it's a function of the internet, of social media, of a different culture, of a different attitude. But we are not getting those kinds of mass demonstrations. We've gotten a few of them on the rise to the war in Iraq and elsewhere. I think it's still a challenge to organize people. Organizing now has the blessing and the curse of the internet. It's our job to motivate people. It's our job to inspire them through our writings, through our work, through videos, through programs that appeal to people, that bring them out. I think when people are educated, when they are brought the facts, today a vast majority, upwards of 75% of the American people want to end the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan now. So instead of being an outlier protest group on the fringes of society, we are at the heart of a society that yearns for peace. The obstacle are our leaders. Leaders who are weak and spineless, leaders who are craven and dependent on campaign contributions from wealthy corporations, corporations that are profiting from these wars. Why would corporations who are profiting from wars want to bring an end to war? That's what we have to call out. We have to have leaders who are courageous, leaders who speak truth to power, because the power in this country is not in the hands of a handful of elected leaders. It is in the hands of that military-industrial complex that Dwight Eisenhower warned us about. And I have to add that we're disappointed that we thought we had elected a charismatic leader 2.5 years ago who understood what I'm saying, and yet even Barack Obama has failed to speak truth to power, has been compromised, has been spineless in holding accountable the Bush administration for the torture and the war crimes and the crimes against humanity that have been committed. These are the messages we try to perpetuate. We know these messages are powerful and valid. We have to get past the cacophony of Fox News and CNN and the major networks, because when people see the truth, when they hear the real facts, our circles widen and our numbers increase.
What do you hope to accomplish on September 11th, 2011?
September 11 is an extraordinary opportunity. It's our 10th anniversary falling on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. First, we're given a great opportunity to honor George Regas, who founded us, who has fought against war, nuclear war, for his whole career. It is George Regas that we will get to honor at All Saints Church on September 11. Then we want to call people together. We're calling people of faith in an interfaith dialogue to examine where we've been these last 10 years and where we're going. How do we do the work of reaching people, of building a peace economy instead of a war economy? How do we convince people to stop voting against their own best interests? Their own best interests are in a peace economy, not in a war economy. We'll have some wonderful music, some surprises, and an extraordinary celebration that we are part of a huge historic movement for peace and justice.
And what do you want people attending the event to come away with when they leave the church?
I think first we want people to realize they are not alone, that they're not sitting home alone believing the same things we are believing, that they are part of a movement, they are part of an interfaith movement because they'll see it all around them. This is hugely invigorating. We cannot underestimate the power of people being present with others of like mind and like spirit and like heart. So it's invigorating, it's reinforcing, and I think it will have a tremendous impact on those who come and join us. Secondly, it will be vastly educational because there's all kinds of information that people need to know about what's been happening these last 10 years. Finally, I think it'll be inspirational in a call to action, because on October 7th, the 10th anniversary of the invasion of Afghanistan, ICUJP will organize a major public witness in downtown Los Angeles, culminating in a rally and the exercise of civil disobedience by several courageous people. That call to action will be made available to everybody the night of September 11. I think it is a turning point for us. It says that we are here for the long run, that we've been able to meet for those 500 Fridays, that we've sustained ourselves with a small budget and a small staff, but great spirit, great dedication, and great commitment to peace and justice.